Okay, so you want to learn how to braid, but why does it matter if you don't know how to part? So that's what we're here for today, and we're going to get right into it. Your first part is going to just be an estimate. You're going to add some braid gel, and you're going to re-part over it to have a clear and concise. It's very important that you use a good parting comb. I'm going to show you one that I use here. Typically, my first row is slightly bigger than the other rows in the back. This is because this is where our hair can be slightly thinner at, and we don't want any tugging or tension. I mean, what's the point in a protective style if you're not protecting your hair? Now we're doing small knotless. Typically I put 3 to 4 rows in the back. For this client, we always do 3 rows. Now listen to me, y'all. I do not pre-part. Pre-parting does not save time. But I do pre-part certain rows and at certain points. This just makes sure the braids in that row are even. And here's our first row. Nice, right? Now, let's move on to our second row. Same idea, right? Part, add gel, part again. It's important to note that as you're parting, if you see that you should add more hair to your section or take more hair out, it's okay to make those adjustments. It's important to pay attention to where you think your third row is going to end. All 3 of these rows need to be below the ear. And here's our second row. Neat, right? Now here we are on our third row. It's already pre-parted. I want to make a point to say that I bricklayer it. It's important to know that with bricklayering, we would want the part to be in the middle of the braid below it. But what matters more is that they are not lining up with the line below it, while still remaining even in that row. Now that we're above the ear, we're following the same method. I also want to make sure you understand that the hairline is typically similar on the other side of the head. So use that when making your part to make sure that it lines up evenly on both sides of your client's head. Also, while parting, you're going to want to go through the braids to make sure that the depth of the part is equal throughout the whole entire section you parted out. When I get to the end of that row, I pre-part those last few braids. But here we are, 2 rows above the ear. Cute, right? Now for small knotless, I do 4 rows above the ear, going all the way around before I switch the direction that I'm parting to braid. After the 3rd row, I like to make my part. That way, if I need to make any adjustments in the 4th row and how it's parted to make sure those last few rows at the top are perfect, I can do that. Thankfully for me, my client already has a middle part just in her head because we always do middle part. But please make sure that middle part is straight. Turn your client around in the chair so you both are looking in the mirror to make sure and even confirm with your client. That way there's no misconceptions of the way you can part. Then you're going to go ahead and part that last row all the way around. This is what it looks like braided. When I get here, I like to use my comb as measurement to make sure that it's even and the amount of rows I want to be braiding back. For small knotless, I like to braid 3 rows going back. So I sectioned the hair into 3 parts and this is what it looked like. The part that is unbraided will be braided back towards you. Again, that's 3 rows. Here's the first row. That part that I'm holding will be split into 2. And here's the 3 rows braided back and we're left with these 2 sections. When I get here, I do go over my part again. And here's why I can't pre-part. I promise I'll probably be going over the parts all the time. Now we're going to split this half into 3. I start where the part is because that row matters the most. I braid it and put it to the side. Then I start the last part. And I braid that section and put it to the side. This is what the 3 sections look like. After I do that, I follow the same instructions for the other side, and we're done. Here's how I finished up with this client. I added rollers, I dipped her hair, and here's the final results. Bye, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them in my next videos.